Hey folks, it's been a while since I last uploaded anything onto YouTube. Yeah, uh, I was busy with real life stuff. However, I managed to take a break for a little bit until the winter, and I had time to work on a bunch of Point Blank related stuff. And this video, I'm going to demonstrate something. Now, for those who don't know, um, Point Blank now has a fork called Point Blank Jelly. Well, let me rephrase that. Vic's Point Blank has a fork that's already out now called Point Blank Jelly. Now, Point Blank Jelly uh, is basically just Vic's Point Blank, but with a lot of features or a lot of extra stuff added to it. We're talking armors, we're talking new features, we're talking a lot of really cool stuff for content creators to make a whole bunch of different stuff. Now, I was given the opportunity to work on this fork, and I decided to expand on some of the already existing stuff. One of the things I did was expanding on the skins feature. Let's see. Go to here. This skin right here, the Asimov and Hyper Beast. In the original Point Blank, those two were like two separate skins that can only be applied to their respective guns. However, if I grab an M4 and an L90, nope, I did not want that. If I grabbed an L96A1 and go through the reload and whatnot, I can apply the Hyper Beast skin. It works just like that. And if I go to the M4, I can also apply it onto this gun. The skin feature, or this new edition, also has optional conditions that you could apply. So you could apply a whole bunch of textures to the same gun, and you could have a condition that defines when that texture should apply. So I don't know, maybe you want to have like a digital display showing multiple different fire modes depending on which one you have selected, which can all be different textures if you decide on that. That's just one idea. Anywho, the reason I made this video was because I did something completely different, and I decided to work on a previously unimplemented feature from the original Point Blank. So, long story short, in the original Point Blank Discord, I uploaded a video of me experimenting with grenades. And this was before grenades had any sort of documentation from Vic himself. I decided to poke through the files of Point Blank and see what worked, what did not work in order to make grenades, since pack creation for grenades was already possible. Now, while I was picking at the files, I came across something called a glow feature. Now, this glow feature didn't have anything in it. So when I was given the opportunity of working on Point Blank Jelly, I thought, hey, let's give glow feature some stuff. And I expanded upon how glowing works in Point Blank through this feature. Now, originally in Vic's Point Blank, glowing parts were very simple. You can only apply the glowing effect to guns, and you can only define a list of bones of your gun model, and depending on what showed up as glowing, you would get a simple glowing thing. So, for example, where is it? My my Cyberpunk Malorian Arms gun has glowing for the iron sights. Now, there was no conditions that you could apply to the glowing, and I felt like that was a limiting factor, especially if you wanted to do something more advanced. Another huge limiting factor was you could not apply this glowing effect to attachments. So those were two different things I wanted to achieve with the glow feature. Basically, give it conditions that you can apply, and also make glowing work on attachments. This is where my implementation of glow feature comes in. So, as you might have seen with, or since the beginning of the video, I have this test gun. And I also have a test attachment in my inventory, here. Now, as you can see, it's basic model. Basically ripped the, template gun, slapped it in with a green cube, and called it a day. There's nothing too special. So as you can see, actually, let me just make it time set night. So the green cube glows, and that's pretty nice. If I was to go to the attachment menu, and if I was to slap on this test scope, the scope also has glowing. And just to show you that it isn't a fluke, I will deattach that and slap it onto the M4A1. Now, it's a little buggy because I hastily made the scope. I just ripped the Gaki scope from my Cyberpunk pack, slapped it on. But you could see that there's glowing on the gun. Now, as I said before, I wanted to have conditions for the glowing effect. So I'll probably throw up some quick screenshots of both the conditions that I've set for these two guns, but in the event that I don't, in a nutshell, for the gun, the ammo count must be greater or equal to 10, and the scope's glow only happens when the ammo count is greater or equal to 15. So we'll just start shooting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just keep shooting. Alright, so we're at 15, the scope's still glowing, and 14, the scope turns off. 13, 12, 11, 10, the cube is still glowing on the gun. 9, and it's disabled. And I hit reload, and the glow turns back on. Because I don't have several years of experience with Java, this took me a little over a month to figure out. This feature took me a little over a month to figure out, just because my knowledge with Java isn't the greatest, and I'm still learning on how to do stuff. I was also overcomplicating the whole process throughout trying to work on the mod. I just kept going down rabbit holes of, oh, maybe I can hook the feature into other things and see what works, what doesn't. But, yeah, in the end, through the help of the lead developer of Point Blank Jelly, Corinne Duck, I believe, or Corinne Dev. I don't know, they have slightly different aliases throughout different platforms. Anywho, managed to get it to work. And honestly, I'm quite happy that I managed to figure this out, because this was a big gripe I had with the glowing in Point Blank. Anywho, hopefully this comes out in a future update for Point Blank Jelly, and I hope you guys like what I'm doing. I don't know how else to word it. Anyway, have a good one.